So today we're going to take a look at the architectural plans. I've been working with a fantastic architect that I absolutely love. They're Yellow Room Architects. They're based out of Richmond, Virginia, where I'm from, and they have just been amazing to work with. They really understood my vision for what I wanted to repurpose this beautiful historic building into, and their layout is just phenomenal. And they've taken kind of my ideas and improved upon them and made them even better. They're great professionals who really know what they're doing, and they're helping me coordinate the engineers and all this other stuff. And I cannot say enough good things about Yellow Room Architects. And so I've got right here the as-builts they did for me. This is the church building as it is today before we start construction. So you've got this vestibule here, which was originally added in the 1970s. You've got the main sanctuary that's about 1,000 square feet. That is the 200-year-old historic building. We found out it was built in the 1830s and didn't become Slate Hill Baptist Church until 1868. We don't know exactly when in the 1830s it was built. Historic records back then are not the most accurate. It was built just as a community meeting house. There are some rumors that possibly the plantation owner at Morven, which is literally right next door to me, had this built for just members of the community to be able to use. And then it later became the Slate Hill Baptist Church, along with some other churches. The different church groups, like one Sunday a month, the Methodists would have a preacher, one Sunday a month, the Baptist, one Sunday a month, the Presbyterian, so on and so forth, and they would rotate. And then back here, we've got an addition that was built in the late 1950s. And these were originally, I found out from the former church members, 2 very large rooms on either side with just a central hallway and a door at the back. Later on, they put in these dividers. They made this an office, a furnace room, a little tiny room, some bathroom stuff. And then in the 70s, they added this nice big social hall with a kitchen. And so these are not historically contributing, but we are trying to keep as much original stuff that makes sense to keep. Like all the wood trim and baseboard, we're trying to salvage and restore as much of that as possible and reuse those things. Reuse the couple of doors we have that are usable. A lot of them either weren't there or had mold on them, or like were just not, or had been damaged. So we're reusing what we can, but a lot of this just isn't original. And we're going to be putting a little addition here. So this is just the building as it is today. This is what it looks like right now on the front, the back. This is the west elevation. So if you pull up to the front of the church on the left side, and then the east elevation, if you pull up to church is on the right side, if you were standing in the cemetery, that's what you see. And so then we go to our proposed plans. So we're keeping the vestibule, we're not taking it off, even though it's not historic. It's a really big expense to tear something like that off. So we're just leaving it as is. And we'll put new flooring in it, but the vestibule really won't change. It's gonna pretty much stay the same. The only thing that might change, maybe we'll get new front doors if historic lets me do that. We're still in the process of getting final approvals on all our finishes, but we've found out on the big things like what kind of windows we can use, what kind of roofing we're going to be doing in what different places. And so we've designed to have a small gas fireplace here. This plan hasn't been updated. We're still kind of in the process of doing the very, very final plans. I'll have a small gas fireplace here. Historic wanted it to be smaller, not as contained. It's going to be a ventless gas log that's probably fully enclosed, but we'll see. And so there's going to be a gas fireplace there. We have a kind of wet bar here that's meant to function as like a coffee station. We have a hidden stove here. It's going to be fully hidden inside a cabinet that's metal lined, but it's basically there to, so that the couple times a year that I might occasionally have vacation rental people when I'm not there and the staff isn't there, they have access to a kitchen that isn't our commercial staff kitchen. And then we have a bar here. I don't know how much of this stuff will actually build in, but this is just kind of our estimated size. Again, this isn't final. I know we'll have some kind of 3-compartment sink there for washing glasses and stemware and stuff, in addition to the dishwasher and things. But I'm not sure how much of this we'll have it, exactly what the makeup will be. We're still kind of designing that. There's going to be a door here that we're going to very much try and disguise to look like it's part of this back bar and or the main sanctuary wall. We may not be able to put a wheelchair lift in today, but I want to build out the space so that it can accommodate it, so that if the use of this building changes in the future, it's fully ADA 100%. Because of how I'm building it, because I'm really just converting it to a house I'm gonna be in that also is a bed and breakfast. We're under residential code. We don't have to be ADA, but I really like to be as ADA as we possibly can. And so at some point we'd like to put a wheelchair lift there. But we are ADA accessible for those who are the ambulatory ADA folks who can walk, just not a lot of steps, because there's only 2 little steps down here. We do have a ramp. And then back here, this is our ADA bedroom. And so, and they have, ADA has their own exterior entrance for fire egress purposes. So they wouldn't have to they could go out this way, but we also gave them a nice ramp. So we decided in the social hall, we're fitting 2 bedrooms, the ADA bathroom, which is really big, and another bathroom, and then a little half bath with laundry, because we'll be washing a lot of sheets. It's a bed and breakfast. And then we have 3 other rooms here, another half bath, just so that, if people are having breakfast in the main sanctuary, they don't want to have to run back to their room, or maybe they're staying in what we call the cottage. We have that there, and then our commercial kitchen. Again, this layout is not exact, but pretty close. And then we have our quote unquote cottage. And the cottage is staff housing, because I will be having live-in innkeepers to assist me, in addition to me being there a lot with my family, and then guest rooms. And so again, this isn't finalized. I haven't done this one yet, but we're looking at kind of, if we can, 3 little quasi-independent cabins that are just bedrooms, bathrooms, no kitchen, because you don't need a kitchen at a bed and breakfast. We're gonna cook for you. This really nice giant L-shaped porch. This is, this will probably be what's called our family cottage. It can be rented out independently, where you just rent out 1 bedroom and ensuite bath, but it's also intended for families traveling with small children, especially multiple small children. These are the rooms that are going to be dog friendly and children under 12 friendly. And if you're traveling with small kids, this is going to be a great cottage, because it has a nice great room where, even though we are cooking breakfast and we'll be doing that, you need to be able to feed kids snacks at all kinds of weird times and do stuff like that. So it's got, it's gonna have a sink and probably a dishwasher and maybe a microwave, but it's not gonna have a full kitchen, but enough that you can do what you need to do, kind of thing. And maybe a mini fridge, because you need to have bottles and milk and stuff, especially with the really little ones. And it's got this nice little area that's going to open into a garden here that we'll plant. Obviously, you can't plant it till the building's down, because the workmen, they love to destroy gardens on accident. And then this 2-story section is really staff housing. And this is kind of what it'll look like from the front. So when you walk up, this will be the front. You see the sides of the little independent cottages. And then if you're facing independent cottages, this is the side of that 2-story staff residence. Yes, that's what we're planning on doing. And huge thanks to James and Paul at Yellow Room. They've both just been phenomenal. I cannot say enough good stuff about them. I've just loved working with them. They've made the process really fun, really easy, and yeah, they're just great. So that's our plan, and hopefully we'll get to building really soon.